Is SeaWorld doomed to fail? Now, don't get me wrong, SeaWorld is doing very well right now. And I love all the new additions that they are adding to their parks. And their parks are super clean and super nice and super fun to visit. But what I'm worried about is how much money they're investing into their parks each year. Now again, as a coaster enthusiast, this is awesome. There's always new coasters and attractions at pretty much every single park. And SeaWorld has invested millions upon millions upon millions into all of their parks these past couple of years, with no signs of slowing down. And right now, SeaWorld is starting to remind me of Six Flags in the late 90s and early 2000s. They invested millions upon millions of dollars into their parks each and every single year. And within a matter of years, Six Flags was bankrupt. Now, I'm not saying this is necessarily going to happen to SeaWorld. I'm just worried about what's next for these parks. So, is SeaWorld doomed? Well, let's find out. Now, there are plenty of reasons why SeaWorld would want to invest so heavily into all of their parks at once. For starters, most of their parks are in warm climates, meaning they can operate year-round or for a majority of the year. A lot of their parks are also in very good markets. Think Orlando, San Diego, Tampa. These are all large markets with plenty of people, meaning that's more people that SeaWorld can draw from. So in a lot of ways, this rapid investment makes a lot of sense. And on top of that, if SeaWorld is lucky, they might be able to work out some deals with manufacturers. Such as, oh, we'll buy 3 of your coasters over the next 5 years, and you'll give us a bit of a discount. And that makes sense, because that works for both sides. SeaWorld gets a good discount on a couple of coasters, and the manufacturer gets to sell more coasters, and both make more money. In addition, when a park adds a new attraction, that normally correlates to an attendance increase. And when you have more people in the park, they spend more money, and you make more money. And this strategy of constant major investments have helped a lot of their parks' attendance significantly, especially after the declines in attendance they've seen throughout the 2010s. And when you are constantly investing this heavily into a park, it gives you a reason to come back year after year after year, because there's always something new to experience. Now you're probably wondering, why is all this investment even a bad thing? You just listed a ton of reasons why this is a perfectly good thing, and is benefiting SeaWorld a ton. Well, to better understand why this rapid growth and investment may not necessarily be a good thing, we have to talk about Six Flags. Back in the late 90s and early 2000s, Six Flags' business strategy was to invest a lot into every single park every single year, racking up ridiculous amounts of debt to do so. And their thought process was most likely if you had bigger and better attractions year after year after year, you'll get a better return on investment. So if you don't know what return on investment is, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's how much money you make from your investment. So let's say I invested $25 million into a B&M Hyper to go at my theme park. But over its lifetime, let's say it only makes $20 million. That means I have a very poor return on investment, losing $5 million. And this is what kept happening to Six Flags. Their massive investments just were not paying off, eventually leading to their bankruptcy. And when you add so many new coasters to a park constantly, I feel like you start seeing diminishing returns. And your return on investment and profit from that investment starts to decline. And this is what I'm worried SeaWorld might be heading to. And now keep in mind, SeaWorld's numbers still look very good as of the moment, but so did Six Flags. And you do also have to keep in mind that when you add a new coaster, you also have to pay for the maintenance and more staffing to run the coaster. It's not just a one-time investment and boom, you're done with it. You still have to maintain it and keep it running smoothly. And that cost can add up over time. So basically, here's the bottom line. I'm a little worried that SeaWorld is expanding too much too quick, and that eventually their return on investment will start to diminish, and they could begin to start taking losses on their investments. and they are kind of starting to remind me of Six Flags in the 90s and early 2000s. Now keep in mind, they added like 30 roller coasters that year to their parks alone, and obviously SeaWorld's not going to do that, but it's just the fact that they're adding so many coasters so quickly to a lot of these parks that makes me a little bit concerned. Alright, so is SeaWorld doomed to fail and go bankrupt? I don't think so. Here's why. Now, while this rapid expansion might seem almost reckless by SeaWorld, it actually might not be. So as I said, SeaWorld is posting very good numbers these past couple of years, and if they are able to buy all of these roller coasters that they are adding every single year without taking out a loan, which now we don't know if they are taking out loans or not, but if they aren't and are paying these upfront and have the money to buy all of these attractions, and are continuing to get good return on investments year after year after year, SeaWorld without a doubt would be completely fine. Because Six Flags' problem was that they bought all of these coasters when they really didn't have the money. But if SeaWorld actually has all of this money available to spend on these coasters, then it's actually a very good business move, because then they can use that money to buy new attractions, which makes them even more money so they can keep expanding and growing and making even more money. In addition, and I guess if you want to look at it this way, they're buying all of these coasters quickly now while the price of them is theoretically lower because of inflation. Now, this is probably not the case and the reason they're buying all of this right now, but it still could be kind of like an added perk of buying all this now before, with inflation, everything does get more expensive. I feel like it's something crazy, like you could buy like 2 B&M Hypers back in like 2000 for the price of one today. So theoretically, you could be getting more coasters for the same amount of money in the future. And then of course, SeaWorld is building up all of these parks for the future. All of these parks will have a very solid coaster lineup if, let's say, suddenly SeaWorld starts to struggle a bit and can't invest nearly as much as they did now. All of these parks would already be very well built up. Economies, businesses, theme parks, they all experience times of great success, and there are also times where, they're not doing as great. And these are pretty much inevitable for any company on Earth. So SeaWorld could very well be preparing themselves for the future if their company does struggle a bit for a couple of years, meaning that they don't have to take out loans to add new coasters to keep attendance and revenue up. And they're doing all of this while they have the money available to do it, instead of taking out loans and taking very big risks. So is SeaWorld doomed? I don't think so. In fact, this might be an extremely smart financial decision in the long run. And hey, I think we'll all take the new coasters. Because honestly, who doesn't like more roller coasters? We like more roller coasters, parks like more roller coasters, everyone loves more roller coasters. I wish SeaWorld the best of luck, and I really do hope all this pays out for them in the long run. And I really think it will. Drop a like, subscribe for more coaster content coming your way. And if you want to know what the future holds for one of Cedar Point's most iconic coasters, check out the video on your screen right now. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.